What up, y'all? Oh, yeah. I'm back on and official. You heard? I hate that reflection of my glasses. We get in the business, in the motions here. You know?
I said shout out to the west side, but I'm from the east side, and you know that we ride, bumping hard beats.
I got my wonderful go-to smoke in the summer. Go-to smoke in the winter time. My Alpha Cigar at New Orleans edition, absinthe infused Claro. I had some other stuff I was thinking about smoking, but I'm just gonna go with the good old, you know, good old reliable here. You know what I'm saying?
I can make the sky bleed, which I call the great moon. I've never been ordinary, carry weapons more than heavy. Mine with designs to be prime, cause I'm more than ready. If you sharpen your
Yeah, I got a couple cans of Mexico's finest. So, you know how fine it is? To me, it's like the Mexican version of Miller High Life. But I'm drinking it anyway. You dig?
Taxes too high. My Felicia, man, we fed up. Other rappers fed up. They be out of pocket. See, I can't wait till I roll out like Fetty Socket. I got up to the west side, but I'm from the east side. And you know
From the
that
east side.
hard beats on the G5. Throwing up the east side, looking for some feline. Pressure power, you, that's how I do. I said shout out to the west side.
Yes, sir. Hey, it's Sunday, man. It's a wonderful day. I don't care what nobody said. It's been stressful as fuck, but you know what I'm saying? I'm still here. I stumbled across this song about an hour or so ago. I get a copyright strike for it, so be it. Yes. So, you know, just out here doing a little karate in the garage, chilling. Sunday evening in Columbus, Ohio. It's cold. Man, the phone claims it's 32. Nah, son. Yeah, that phone gotta be wrong. Damn, that one. They both claim it's 32. I don't know, man. I got the garage door down, so I'm in this mug baking. You know, a lot of time I got the door up. Not today. I don't know. Who knows? Before I'm done, I might put it up. I might have to put it up and let all this smoke out. So.
Cause I've been cultivating buckets through my duration.
Snoop D-O-double just.
I can believe he goes underground and mainstream. Super supreme. And the cream lose everything. You fools do a lot of talking, but you never swing.
You know, fight week. What do I mean by fight week? I'm talking about Adrian Broner and Manny Pacquiao. That's right. Y'all know I'm a boxing fan, love boxing. Right? We repping for Ohio on this one. Bro, I need AB to go in there and do his thing. You know what I'm saying? My name will be Mud in quite a few places.
And you know that we ride, bumping hard beats on the G5, throwing up the east side, looking for some feline. Pressure power, you, that's how I do. I said shout out to the west side, but I'm from the east side. And you know that we ride, bumping hard beats on the G5, throwing up the east side, looking for some feline. Pressure power, you, that's how I do in the meantime.
Yeah, that's a slick little track, man. I like that, man. I like that. Just subscribe to whoever's channel that is that posted that, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I'm just out here chilling, smoking a cigar, trying to relax a little bit, you know. Crazy week, you know, been busy, job interviews and stuff like that. You know, just trying to make moves, trying to make my come up. Corporate America is crazy to me, you know. In order for me to get a serious opportunity at my current job, I got to apply for a lateral job, basically, instead of an advancement. That pisses me off, but I got to get away from what I'm doing. You know, I'm done playing those other games. I need that until I can find something else, you know what I'm saying? And then external, you know, apply for jobs other places. everybody's got games they play. You know, nobody wants to pay you what you should be making. You know, look at what I make and think I'm desperate to move and want to pay me less or make a big deal. Like, you know, I had an interview for a supervisor job, and they act like because of the dollar amount that I asked for, they act like it was too high, or like it caught them off guard that I asked for that amount, even though I clearly put it on my application when I applied. You know what I'm saying? And then you get in there, you at the interview, and oh my God, that's like the absolute high end of what we want to pay somebody. So, which to me, so you don't want to pay. Don't want to pay it. We'll see what happens, you know. I appreciate the opportunity no matter how it works out. It's a company that I really want to work for, but if it ain't meant to be, it ain't meant to be. You know, I'm done stressing all that stuff, man. Done. But yeah, you know, man, I'm pumped, man. You know, I've been watching, I don't want to say I've been watching, but there's been some YouTube videos, there's been some news stories, you know, on boxing scene and stuff like that, fight hype. And then I always watch the brothers and sisters in the LDBC put out their videos and content. And man, my man AB, he ain't getting a whole lot of love, man. You know, people in the past have put all their eggs in the basket trying to roll with AB, and a lot of times he come in there and let us down. You know what I'm saying? He don't let his hands go like he should. Sometimes he fights down to his competition. You know, sometimes he waits too late to come on. That's what I hate, man. Is when he waits too late. You know, I went to go see him fight Emmanuel Taylor when they fought in Cincinnati, Ohio. First boxing match I've been to, loved it, had an awesome time. It was dope. Atmosphere was dope. In Cincinnati, Ohio. But, you know, Broner's hometown, so you would expect it to be dope. You had Rashad Warren fighting on that fight card as well. Lucas Matisse was on that fight card. So it was a pretty good card, you know what I'm saying? Showtime card. But, you know, just like in that fight, AB waited and waited. He didn't let his hands go like he should. He let him, and not that Emmanuel Taylor was a complete bum, you know, but Emmanuel Taylor was in there longer than he should have been. And then, you know, AB finally started to let his hands go in like the 11th, 12th round, and he knocked Emmanuel Taylor down like right before the bell in the 12th round, which, yeah, hey, if you fighting in your hometown, that's a dope way to go out. But I think Adrian Broner could have stopped him in that fight much earlier than that, you know? And then that fight didn't get stopped. It ended up being a decision. But, yeah, you know, it's all about what AB shows up. I'm geeked to see the fight and pumped. I believe that if there's ever a time this man is going to let his hands go, do his thing, throw his knockout shots, I want to see the AB before he moved up in weight in there against Pacquiao. If that's what happens, Pacquiao is in trouble. I don't care what y'all say. All that bounce in, pop, 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 bounce out. Nah, bro. We ain't having that. We ain't having that. I need AB to slip a few of them punches and come back with a good counter, you know, like some Marquez type stuff, you know? And Pacquiao can be beat. I mean, he's an all-time great. He's somebody that's going to be a Hall of Famer. What is he, 7 or 8 weight classes that he's won different titles in? So you can't take nothing from this man. I don't care how old he is, but he has losses on his record. He can be beat, you know? So, I mean, AB, man, this very well could be your biggest and last big payday if we don't get the win here, man. And the state of Ohio, man, we riding with him. I'm in Columbus, Ohio. He's from Cincinnati, but all the Ohio boys, you know, when Sean Porter fight, I ride with Sean Porter. The thing I hated the most was when AB and Sean Porter fought each other, you know, and it's like pick and choose. But either way, Ohio comes out a winner in that fight, you know. But I mean, even in that fight, think about that fight. AB played, you know, I don't want to say played around, but he didn't do what he could have did against Sean Porter. And then when he did let his hands go, he knocked him down. You know, and Sean Porter's not somebody that falls all the time. So that just go to show you, you know, the talent, the potential is there. We just need the man to put it out there, let it shine. This is his time. Derail that Pacquiao Mayweather to BS. Don't nobody want to see that fight. And if you do, you ain't a real, I ain't gonna say you ain't a real boxing fan, but come on, man. Don't nobody want to see that fight. It's gonna be the same thing that happened the first time, only they older this time. You know? Just my opinion, you know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, what if Broner derails that fight? Broner very well could end up fighting Floyd Mayweather if Mayweather decides to come back. What if Mayweather decides to fight the winner? So, you know, there's a lot of stake on here for AB. And then let's just say, forget about Mayweather. Say that never happens for the winner of the fight. AB is only 29 years old. That tripped me out, man. Because I know he started young. I think, you know, what, maybe the first time I seen him fight, he was only like 22, 23, something like that. The boy is young. The man is young. Excuse me, not a boy. The man is young. And 29, I mean, this win could very well set up the second half of his career. I mean, that would put him in an excellent position. You know what I'm saying? To get some money, get some good fights for the second half of his career. If he loses this fight, then basically, I don't know, what is the term? Is it the gatekeeper? You know, I mean, he's just, I mean, people was already throwing his name in their mouth because they think that he's a tune-up fight and stuff like that. He's too good to be somebody's tune-up fight, you know, skills-wise. You know, so we'll see, man. You know, I look forward to the fight. I look forward to seeing what's happening. I know you got Badu Jack on the undercard. I'm not sure what other fights is on the undercard though. I got to check that out. But yeah, you know, that's coming up on Saturday. It's going down. It's going down. I'm telling you. Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Almost messed up my live stream. I almost accidentally went live on 2 different devices at the same time. I wonder how that will work. You have to excuse me for just a moment here. I'm not like everybody else. I don't have all my tunes lined up on some little switchboard or something like that. You know, trying to make, if I'm gonna do this YouTube thing and be a little bit more serious, you know, I want to got me a little bit better camera. I don't know. I mean, it seemed to be pretty clear, but every now and then it seemed like it pixelated or whatever. But it's better quality than the one I was using before, but it's still not the best. But it'll work for now. It's crazy. My son is 9, okay? And I let him start a YouTube channel. And I was reluctant to do so. But you know, he wants to post, like he plays video games and he wants to play video games on there. He wants it to go viral. He's talking about his videos going viral. I'm like, man, it's a 9-year-old I'm talking to. But what's crazy is, well, you know, before I go there, what I thought about though was, you know, it's a lot of crazy people out here, stalkers, all that BS. So not only do I have access to his email account because of how old he is, you know, I subscribe to him so I can watch his videos, look in the comment section and make sure ain't nobody talking crazy, you know, so we ain't got to go tracking people down and stuff like that. So I'm gonna monitor it, see how it plays out. I'm a little jealous, you know, he posts a video and he's got 15 views in an hour or 2, you know, where it take me like 2-3 weeks. Some of my videos don't even got 15 views, you feel me? So I'm a little bit jealous. You know, I had gave him my camera, you know, kind of for Christmas so he could, you know, do little stuff. And, you know, so I had to step up and get another camera. When I get my bonus this year, if I'm gonna be doing this, you know, I'm probably I seen a dope little kind of professional rig where it had like, you know, like a stand that swiveled and moved and stuff. You had the camera in there. You had a mic at the bottom, and then around the camera there was like this LED ring. That joint was like $200 and some, but I mean, I don't know if you're gonna do it. That ain't the best, but ain't nothing wrong with having some quality gear if you're gonna make it happen. You know, it's just like here. I know my audio. Like if I'm playing some music, you know, it's just on this little Bluetooth speaker here. You know, that's off to the side, coming off of my phone. So you know, I know it ain't crispy clear, but at the same time, it's not like I'm professional. But you know, ain't nothing wrong with stepping up the quality of your videos. You know, viewers and such like that, I guess. So you know, we'll see. You know. I don't know if I want to spend $200 on a setup, but it is what it is. You got to do quality work sometimes. You can't take shortcuts, you know. But yeah, you know, I was just feeling it. I was out here. It's been a long day, long week. You know, we finally got some winter weather here in Columbus, Ohio. So over the weekend, we got about 5 or 6 inches of snow. A little bit salty. I had to take the Camaro out in the salt. I bought my Camaro new February of 2014. So it'll be 5 years here in a couple of weeks. The first year I bought it in February, so it did go through the snow 3 or 4 times. That car is incredibly dangerous in the snow. With the wrong tires. Okay, it came with these Pirelli P0 tires. And when I was buying the car, the window sticker said summer only tires, right? I'm like, that's just a fancy name for low profile. You know, I ain't think nothing of it. Man, we had a snowstorm. So we had a little bit of ice underneath it, but we had a snowstorm. You know, I picked my cousin up. I was helping him move some stuff. So we coming down Hamilton Road, the light turns red. All right. Now, mind you, I am only going like 5 miles an hour. Okay. Only going 5 miles an hour. I touched the brakes. Like I didn't even engage them. I just touched them a little bit. And the car slides sideways for like I swear for like an eighth of a mile, like straight through the intersection. Everybody seen me slide. It wasn't nothing I could do. I didn't have plenty of rear wheel drive cars in my lifetime. This one, it was them damn tires. Nobody told me that Pirelli P0s don't go down to zero. When it gets about 40, 45 degrees, them suckers start losing traction. Like in the middle of the summertime, if I take my traction control off and, you know, mash out, that car will not burn out with those tires, not with those tires. It will with the ones that I got on there now, but it wouldn't with the P0s. But in the wintertime, man, I could do a burnout for like a quarter mile if I wanted to in them tires. Which just go to show, man, they do lose the traction, but they were smooth. I like those tires. A lot of people don't like the P0s, but on my car, I liked it. My car was less bumpy. You know, I bought some rims. It's been a little over 2 years ago, and they came with these. I don't know the damn name. Decenti Desert Storm tires. So if you were to go to one of them little ghetto ass rim shops and buy some rims, and they got some cheap off-brand tires in there, these are some cheap off-brand Chinese tires. They hold up well. I've driven a lot of miles on them, but after about 4 or 5 months, they start to get bumpy, a little bit rough. Not bumpy, but you know, your ride ain't as smooth as it was. They don't get as much traction in the summertime. All around, the traction is better than the P0s, but in the summertime, the P0s was, you know, way better, way, way, way better than these tires. Fastest I ever been in my car, 148 miles an hour. On the P0s, I never had any issues or concerns about how fast I went because some tires are rated damn near to 200 miles an hour. These Decenti tires are rated, don't quote me, to about 178, but I was scared, man, because I was reading, not scared, but I was reluctant to, you know, really go fast on these tires because I had been reading stuff where people claim that some of the off-brand Chinese tires were known for sidewalls blown out. So I really wasn't sure, but I mean, the tire still is decent, I guess. I think it would probably be a better fit on a car or, like a family sedan or SUV than it is on my Camaro. But yeah, so I was all, I got all sidetracked, but what I was basically going to was that I was a little salty that I had to take my car out, man. It hasn't been out in the snow for 2 years, 2.5 years. Well, really, this would have been the third year if I could have avoided it. Um, so the problem I got, and I went and washed it after I drove it today. It didn't get that dirty, but there's salt on the road. I hate salt. It's hard to clean off. It gets all up in your engine compartment. That's the part. So I wipe my engine down a lot, but I'm gonna have to give it a good cleanup, after driving it. But I got a second car, but man, the brakes on that joint, man. You hear people say they brakes is grinding, this motherfucker is grinding, bro. So I had to park it. It's just not safe. I didn't push the limits. I've been driving it like that. Hell, I did a Amazon delivery route where it took me out in the Circleville and Asheville, which is, south of Columbus. So I'm like an hour, 45 minutes to an hour away from my actual house. Brakes grinding. But I was out there grinding, getting that money. You know what I'm saying? But it's only smart to park it. So until I can get it fixed, man, that car needs at least one caliper because I tried to change the brakes and the caliper was froze up. I didn't go buy a caliper yet. So I know I need at least one caliper. I need brake pads all the way around. I need rotors all the way around. I'm sure I'm going to need at least one more caliper because maybe all of them, because that car sat for 2 years. And then I got it from my mom and I really didn't do nothing to it, oil change, and just started driving it. So, I mean, I know it needs some work. It needs bearings. GM cars are good for bearings going out. So, $500 worth of work with a street mechanic, and my mechanic was an older man. He still works on cars, but he really shouldn't, so I really wouldn't ask him to work on a car in this type of weather. But at the same time, he's smart. You ain't gonna catch him out there on a 30-degree day working on nobody's cars. But I try to be mindful of that, and hopefully I'll catch him. I just have to get by on a Camaro until springtime. I mean, unless we get some crazy, 50, 60-degree weather in the middle of February or something like that. And maybe I'd catch up with him. But it's cool. I was able to clean all that stuff off of the car before. I was showing my car, so I must have got it cleaned up pretty good. So I had to do the same thing this year. I don't know if I really want to show my car anymore anyway, man. It's got, you can't go nowhere without people dinging your shit up, scratching it up. So I got dings and scratches. It needs to be buffed, waxed. It needs to have the that little paintless dent removal to get them little door dings out of it. Maybe I'll do that, buff it and wax it and see how it looks. But when I got that car, it was a rock magnet. I got 2 or 3, the worst marks on it came from rocks on the highway. I ain't never had a car take rocks like this one. It seemed like every time I just damn rocks. Like, why y'all wait until I get this car for all these damn rocks to start hitting me? So we'll see. My wheels, I bought my wheels 2 years ago. They never seen any salt, snow, ice until I took it out today. And even then, I mean, it was a little bit of salt on the road, but I didn't drive through any snow or ice. And they were already peeling, so I'm gonna have to buy some more in the summertime anyway. So fuck it, I just keep the salt off of it as much as I can. But cars are made to be driven. I got a 2014 Camaro RS V6. It's not like it's necessarily a collector's car, so. So no biggie, But yeah, I just want to get out here, talk a little bit, do a little bit of karate in the garage. Need to crank up the talk show, but if I want to do it, I need to put together an agenda before each show because I come on here and I just talk. I guess, I'm gonna have to put a little bit of structure, at least know what I'm gonna talk about before I start going live doing the karate in the garage. So, more to come on that. Please, if you got any thoughts, stuff you want to hear me talk about, let me know. I'll talk about anything. Anything. You know what I'm saying? I hope that everybody's enjoying their weekend. It's back to work tomorrow. Gotta punch that time clock. Oh man, but I'm gonna be acting a fool all week. I can't wait to see my homeboy Junior the Truth go live and do his live streams, man. Cincinnati Cat, part of the LDBC, man, he be having me cracking up, man. We going hard this week. I don't care. I'm on board. I'm about to go to his live stream and do a super chat, put some money on his books, make sure my man all right. He talking about he going to the slammer, after the fight. So, it's all fun and games, but I love that group, man, LDBC, man. If you looking for some great boxing content, great boxing videos, just look up the hashtag LDBC. Junior the Truth, 78 Sports TV, Black Fight Fan TV, Ticket TV, Cali Enigma. My God, did I say Fanon? You got Fanon. There's so many people. Blue Blood Sports TV. There's just so many people, so much good content. Everybody puts out so many videos. I can't keep up. You know what I'm saying? KQKC Boxing, Stay Ready Boxing, World Breaker Fighting. It's there's tons of people. So you can never go wrong. And everybody I've listened to keeps it real. And it's crazy because we're mostly all coming at this from a fan perspective. But fans have a platform. YouTube gives fans a platform. And there's a lot of people that support the people in the group that are in the LDBC because these are fans that know boxing. They know what they're talking about. They get out here, they post these videos, they do the live streams, they respond to people's feedback. You got people showing up who don't necessarily go live, but they're boxing minds. You get the trolls and the fanboys. You get that. That comes with the territory, I guess. But the majority of the chat is people that's knowledgeable about boxing, or at least have an informed opinion. Something that's debatable. And not everybody agrees. But it's a good time, man. At the end of the day, it's all love and respect, and that's one of the reasons why I follow the group. So yeah, check them out. Follow some channels. There's more people I left out. I know there's Coach Sheldon Harrison. It was another name that was just in my mind before I said that. I know there's Ashley's Corner. Again, it's tons of people. Oh, you got boxing historians that are part of the group. There's Retro Boxing and Documentaries. He used to go by Blood Boxing and Scrapbook Boxing. These guys are boxing historians. They are boxing minds. They know a lot about boxing. There's stuff you can learn from both their channels. I happen to love Scrapbook Boxing's Forgotten Fisticuffs series. I've been trying to catch up on those videos as I can. But yeah, man, there's so much out here, so much content coming from the fans. You go and you see the mainstream stuff, and they don't ask the questions. They don't they don't represent our views as fight fans, you know? So we need platforms where we can express ourselves as fans. We can get answers to the questions that we have. Blue Blood Sports TV goes out to some of these events and gets interviews with some of the boxers. Black Fight Fan TV, you know, gets interviews with some of the boxers and trainers. Cali Enigma has started to get interviews with some of the boxers and trainers. 78 Sports TV, you know, when the Wilder stuff was going on, 78 had several interviews with Wilder. And I don't want to say when it was going on because it's still going on to this day. You understand? But yeah, you know, you know, there are people in the group that have I don't want to say they got media credentials, but you know, I mean, they're getting interviews with these guys. You know, they've got doors in, they've got access to them. You know, and then when they get on their channels, they ask them and talk about stuff that we want to hear. None of the BS that you see on these I don't want to name anybody's site, but that you see on some of these sites, you know, where they don't want to ask a tough question or don't want to bring something up because they don't want to get their access barred, where they won't be able to talk to these guys in the future. And while I understand that, there should be limits to that. I mean, you know, like if somebody's interviewing Anthony Joshua, what's wrong with saying something about the $50 million offer that was out there that he asked for, he turned down? What's wrong with asking about that? But these guys won't ask about that. If AJ was to end up on one of our channels, or one, I don't want to say our channels, I support the LDBC, but I don't want to, you know, try to lay claim to being one of their channels because I'm not a boxing expert. And I don't, most of my videos aren't, you know, boxing content. I'm talking boxing because I'm a fan, and that's what's on my mind tonight. I need to go in here and catch the Caleb Plant, but I know I'll be catching it in a minute. Plus, I got it on the DVR because I just had to get out here and, you know, have a smoke, chill, or whatever. But yeah, you know, if AJ was to end up on one of the LDBC channels, he's going to get asked some questions. Oh yeah, he's going to get asked some questions. Blue Blood Sports TV crossed paths with him at one of the events and tried to ask a few questions. And I think this was before the 50 million. I don't remember, but they hurried up and shunned AJ away from the questions. So, you know, it is what it is, you know. But yeah, you know, I'm gonna stop. I'm out here chilling, doing my thing. I'm gonna finish smoking this cigar. I'm gonna crack open my other can of cerveza, and I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna watch this fight. You know, I'll be back next week. I'm gonna do some. I'm gonna do a video before the Adrian Broner Pacquiao fight for sure. I'm gonna do a video after the Adrian Broner Pacquiao fight for sure. And during the week and any other videos that I make, I'm gonna talk all kinds of other BS because that's what I do. You know. So salute to y'all. Have a good evening. Please, you know, subscribe to my page. Whatever Man. You can follow me on Instagram at Whatever Man. WHATEVA_MAN. Catch me on Twitter, same handle. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'm gonna holler.